Hello there and welcome back to my channel. Of course, welcome to my channel if you're new. If you are new, my name is Alex and I post 3 beauty related videos every single week. So if those are the types of videos you like to watch, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and also put the notification bell on so you're notified every single time that I upload. Today is my first video of 2020. Hello, welcome. I hope you had all a lovely Christmas and a happy new year. Basically today's video we're going to go back to the basics. This video are for people that are really new to makeup and not really 100% sure what to do necessarily, what products to use. So if you want some advice, if you want a makeup tutorial, then please keep watching. So first step in this routine is I use a moisturiser, and for the morning, or if you're doing this for the day, I always pick a moisturiser that has SPF in it. This is the Nivea Daily Essentials moisturiser, and it's got SPF 15 in it. So next step would be to prime. I don't always do this, but for the purpose of today's video I'm going to do it. It does solely depend on your skin type. Like if you've got, similar to me, combination or oily, this video will probably help you out a little bit more. So the type of primer that I tend to reach for is like a blurring or a pore filling, like a mattifying, but today we're going to take a blur primer. If you've got more dry skin, obviously I highly recommend a more moisturising primer. With normal skin, I don't think it really matters if you don't really react to anything or get oily or dry. Just use whatever primer you want basically. So I'm just going to take this and put it on my cheek areas, my forehead and my chin, just places where I tend to get more oily. For foundation, again, this is solely dependent on your skin type, because some foundations cater to certain skin types. So like for example, today I'm just going to use the Revolution Conceal and Define. This is one of my favourite foundations, and this is kind of solely for maybe combination and oily. I guess you could use this if you've got normal skin. If you've got dry, I probably wouldn't recommend it because it is a little bit, it does cling to a few dry patches. So yeah, only if you've got similar skin tone to me. Obviously if you've got dry skin, if you do like Revolution makeup, I'd recommend the Hydrate foundation, because obviously more hydrating. I would just check out what the packaging says and what the ingredients are. Like for dry skin it's more like hyaluronic acid. For oily and combination blemish prone, you're looking for more full coverage demi matte foundation. So yeah, it just depends on your skin type. For concealer, again, this is not the same for the whole routine, but again it just solely depends skin type, preference. I tend to like a more full coverage concealer but not too heavy or cakey. So my favourites are like the Collection Lasting Perfection, what I'm going to use today, the Revolution Conceal and Define, the e.l.f. concealer. Urban Decay concealer is more full coverage and quite drying, so if you've got dry skin you won't like that one. However, if you do have dry skin, the Too Faced Sculpting Concealer will be a good option for you. And also from the drugstore, if you want a more hydrating concealer, the Revolution Conceal and Hydrate is really good. I even use that sometimes depending on when I'm feeling a bit more dry, because my skin type tends to mix it up every once in a while. For beginners, I'd recommend just using a pressed powder. The Rimmel one's quite good. I use the Revolution matte base powder in the shade P2. Yeah, just a standard pressed powder. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. I feel like with pressed powder you can get it from any brand and it would be decent. And I just take some of that on the brush and I literally just set everywhere where I just put my foundation and concealer. For bronzer, I think it's for your skin tone really. Depends on like what type of bronzer you'd buy, obviously, like I don't even need to explain that. So for me, I've got quite pale skin, so I stick to like the lightest shade of bronzer so it doesn't look too warm on me. Like this is the Physicians Formula, this is a light bronzer, just because I think if you put too much bronzer on a pale skin it looks a bit orangey. I did find that with the Rimmel bronzer, that used to be my holy grail when I was a teenager, but it was too orange for me, so then I switched to the Physicians Formula one, and then all my other bronzers are actually high end. I like the Too Faced Milk Chocolate, Hoola Light, they're really nice bronzers to like blending out and stuff. So my bronzer technique is slightly different to a lot of people's. So a lot of people just go like this and swoop it as if it's like contour, whereas for me, because I'm so pale, I tend to like just put it over my face and down my neck. So a lot of people just do this, but I like to bring it down because then I look, I don't know, I feel like I just look really odd. So you can just do this sweeping technique and just bronze like these areas of your skin. But I do just like to bring it down, just personal preference really at the end of the day. Depends how you want to look. I can't cover this blemish for the life of me, so sorry if that looks really ugly. And then I bring it down my neck because my neck is quite a bit lighter. If you like to contour, obviously get yourself a contour palette. This is just the Roxy Revolution one, so I'm trying not to use so much Revolution, but I have. Yeah, so this is a contour palette. This is what it would tend to look like. This one does have highlighters in it as well, but a normal contour palette will just look like this with different shades in. Some brands do like light, medium, deep, so obviously depending on your skin tone, pick the one that suits your tone more. Obviously I'm pale, but I can actually get away with using this shade. This one is a little bit too pale for me, but I use that for bronzer sometimes. So I'm going to just take this shade here. If you get a slanted brush like this, so as you can see it's not completely flat, and then get your contour product on the brush. Start off with a really small amount, and then literally, you don't want to go too high up or too low down, literally just here in the middle, just under your cheekbone. So when you look forward, it gives the effect that your cheekbone is high up, and that's what we want to do. So there. And then again, do that on the other side. And then I like to go around the top of the forehead to give the illusion of a small forehead, because mine is huge. Haha. Don't know why I just did that creepy laugh. So all around the edges up here. And then you can only take a little bit and then just go along my jawline. And then some people like to contour their nose. Some people more precise than others. I'm really not that precise when it comes to contouring. I literally just take a small amount on the brush and just go along the top bits of my nose. People like James Charles take like a really small brush and like really define the nose contour. I'm not really the best to follow for nose contour because I don't really do it properly. I just do that to just contour a bit of my nose. Highlighting, favourite step in my makeup routine ever. It always has been. So for highlighter, I personally really like blinding beautiful highlighters. Some people might more subtle. If you want more subtle, this is definitely not the channel for you because all my highlighters are pretty blinding. I don't even know if I know of any soft highlighters or what brands do them. Shaniqso likes more soft highlighters, so if you like that, then go and check out what highlighters she uses, because I don't think I know of any. So today I'm going to be using Benefit Cookie, because I need you to see this in action, because it is honestly that stunning. It is just beautiful. I just absolutely love it. Obviously this is high end. If you want a drugstore good highlighter, you guys know, or if you're new and you don't know, the Revolution Soft Highlighter Palette, best thing in the drugstore. Like, honestly, it's stunning. I rave about it all the time. It's only £8, so if you want something from the drugstore that's blinding, get yourself that. So look at this. You just want to keep it just here on the cheekbone and don't go too far down to where you've contoured. So literally just keep it there, so when your face hits the light, it hits the top of your cheekbone and you've got the contour here. Look at me acting as if I know exactly what I'm talking about. I definitely don't. So literally just hits the top of your cheekbone. I also, because I'm extra, like to take it up my temples, because I love highlight so much. You obviously don't need to do that. And then the other place I like to highlight is the tip of my nose and down the bridge. You can also take a smaller brush to make it more precise, but I'm very lazy. And I also like to highlight the Cupid's bow. So now you've highlighted blush. Some people do blush before highlight, and some people do contour before bronzing. So this routine, just because I'm doing it, doesn't mean it's necessarily correct. But is anything ever correct in makeup? I don't think it is. So I'm just going to take a blush. Sorry, this just happens to be a Revolution one. Honestly, you can get the best blushes from the drugstore. My other favourite one from the drugstore is the MUA matte blush. I can't remember what shade I have mine in. I think it's Rose Tea or something. But I'm just going to take this. One. It's a beautiful peachy colour. And I'm just going to get my blush brush. This is just the Morphe M405. Can you tell that I've got Morphe brushes for Christmas? And I literally take the tiniest amount, because blush can sometimes look too much. And I sort of dab it in my cheek, but also bring it up on my contour, so it looks like that. But honestly, my technique is not necessarily correct, but again, contour. Just a really subtle, beautiful blush. This is in the shade Peaches and Cream, if you are wondering. Okay, for brows, again, I am not the best person to watch if you like brow tutorials, beautiful Instagram brows, because I have had mine microbladed. So all I do is take a pencil. A pencil's probably the easiest to use, if I'm honest. Pomade is quite difficult to use. Powder, you've still got to use a brush for it. So for beginners, I'd probably recommend a brow pencil, just because it is easier to use, and you haven't got to faff around with a brush or another product. It's literally just a solid pencil. And shape and stuff, again, personal preference. Like, I'm not the best. If you want really good brow tutorials, there are plenty of them on YouTube and stuff. So I literally just take a pencil and I follow the line, and I just extend the towel a little bit. Oh, I've messed that right up. Brilliant. I extend the towel because it's just not long enough for me, and then I go underneath and fill in the middle. Then I fill in the front, not loads. I tend to leave a lot of that blank so it doesn't look completely unnatural. And then I do the exact same on the other side. yeah, so I'm not the best for brows. This is the Goof Fruit pencil, is a bit more thicker. If you want a more thin pencil because you want to pencil out your hairs and stuff, Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz, MUA brow pencils, really thin. So yeah, they're kind of the ones that I can use them, but it takes longer to do my brows, so I just get the Goof Proof because it's a bit more thicker and it helps me get them done a bit more quicker as well. So yeah, they're my brows. It's really nothing exciting or special. Right, for eyeshadow, we're going to do literally such a basic look. It's not going to be complicated at all. So I'm going to take the Revolution Emily Edit palette, the Once, just because I didn't want to do a testing video on it, and it's not very new, so I'm going to use it in this video. Okay, so I've just zoomed you in so you can see a little bit clearer. So I've got to be careful because that pan falls out, but this is what the palette looks like. We're going to start off with a crease colour, which is basically just going to start the eyeshadow off. So I'm going to take this shade here, which is a Midwest. Depending on your skin tone, your transition shade just tends to be like a normal browny sort of neutrally shadow. I'm literally just going to put that in the middle of my lid, which is known as the crease. Sorry if you can hear my dog. Just going to put it here, all across the lid as well. So now that I've put that in my crease, I'm going to take the shade Prayer, which is a slightly darker brown, but it's a bit more cool tone, and I'm just going to put that over the top and just bring the shades up towards my brow bone, not too far up though. So it's just, it looks a bit more blown out and not harsh. Then we're literally just going to put a shimmer all over the lid. So I'm going to take the shade... I'm going to take the shade here, which is called Eve Rose. And I'm just going to take that on the brush. And guys, I'm literally just going to whack that all over my lid. I'm not going to do anything too complicated. Especially if you're a beginner, you don't really want to do anything that's too complicated. Progress comes from practicing, starting from the beginning, learning your skills. So just start from the basics, and that is what we're doing today. Obviously, if you guys want help with cut creases or more difficult eye looks, you know, you can always let me know in the comments, and I'll obviously be sure to do that. And then literally going to whack on something from our lower lash line. So I'm just going to take that shade Midwest again. Obviously this can apply to like any colours or anything. And that is literally the eyeshadow complete. Really simple, really easy to follow. So we're literally just going to put on mascara because that's easier than lashes. Obviously lashes comes with practice and time. So I've just got the Primark Wonder Lash mascara. I don't actually know if this is available anymore because they tend to change up their mascaras like all the time. But I'm just going to apply a generous amount to my top and bottom lashes. Lips is again a personal preference. I love matte lipsticks because they last longer, they don't come off when I drink or eat or anything. So my favourite lipsticks are the Jeffree Star ones, literally the best formula ever. This is the shade Celebrity Skin, which is a beautiful nude. Literally just apply this. Obviously this is a really expensive lipstick, but there are good ones from the drugstore as well. The Revolution ones are good. I've heard the Barry M ones are good. The Maybelline ones, also the Superstay ones, they're really good. and I just apply it like that. Obviously lipsticks depends on what colours you like, what formula. If you like more moisturising lipsticks, Revolution Soft lipsticks are really good because they're really shiny and beautiful. You've got glosses as well that you can apply, but if you just want to stick to the basics, just a regular lipstick. And then the final step, I'm just going to throw on a setting spray just to melt all my makeup together, and this is the MUA Pro Base Mattifying Fixing Spray. Obviously you've got different types for different skin types. And there you have it, this is the finished look. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you want me to do more videos like this, then definitely give it a thumbs up and let me know down below what types of videos, what types of tutorials you like. I hope this helps some of you guys out that are really new to makeup. And of course, if you haven't already, please subscribe down below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!